Number 8.
Jorge is the creator behind the popular TikTok page Magical Poltergeist, where he's been documenting the disturbing events unfolding in his family's home. Alongside his wife and kids, Jorge has been relentlessly tormented by paranormal activity, unseen forces that refuse to leave them in peace.
What the No.
One evening, while Jorge's wife was burning sage in an effort to cleanse their home, the refrigerator door suddenly swung open behind her. It moved with such force, it was as if an invisible hand had yanked it. Terrified, she rushed out of the room, but the refrigerator continued, opening and closing on its own. Many believed the activity would finally stop if the family abandoned the house. So Jorge made the difficult decision to move. But shortly after settling into their new home, the cameras recorded something chilling. Just like before, the refrigerator door began to swing open and shut on its own. Only this time, things escalated. The burners on the stove all ignited at once, turning the haunting into something dangerous. And then came the most disturbing moment of all. Throughout the footage, shadowy figures could be seen drifting through the room, faint silhouettes that appeared to manipulate objects as they passed by. When Jorge reviewed the video, he was stunned, realizing the haunting hadn't stayed behind. It had followed them. And now, it was stronger than ever.
Number 7.
Many mysterious and frightening videos captured by security cameras circulate online, but this one is completely different. What appeared in this footage was considered real, not staged. One night, a woman heard strange noises and a loud crash near her house. When she went to investigate, she found nothing, so she decided to review her security camera footage. What she saw was terrifying and chilling. Let's watch the footage. Suddenly, a figure appeared out of nowhere, walking in front of the garden gate. Then, it passed through the gate in a strange way, as if the gate wasn't there. It moved slowly toward the house. The figure was eerily luminous, and then gradually began to fade, until it completely disappeared. The woman insists that the gate was locked. She has no idea how this figure could have passed through it. Many believe what appeared in the footage was not an ordinary human being. So, what do you think?
Number 6.
After a long search, this man finally found a beautiful house at an unbelievably low price. He was overjoyed with his new home, but his happiness did not last. Only 1 month after moving in, strange and terrifying things began happening inside the house. The The first incident happened that night while he was playing with his dogs.
Sit. The girls. Pow! Pow! Whatever. Let me get your treat. Alright, wait. There it is. There you go. That's looking weird. Okay.
Suddenly, a drawer opened on its own. Moments later, the bedroom door closed. The following day, he heard a strange noise coming from the second floor and went to investigate. After everything that had happened, he decided to leave a camera recording, hoping to capture anything unusual that might occur. That night, while he was working on his computer, something terrifying happened. Let's watch the footage.
Hello?
At first, he began hearing noise and footsteps. He picked up the camera and went to investigate. And suddenly, objects started moving and being thrown across the room on their own. Many people have advised the man to leave the house as soon as possible. It's obvious, they say, that the price was so cheap for a reason, because the house is haunted. What do you think?
Number 5.
The following terrifying video was filmed in the Philippines. In the footage, a woman wearing a red jacket is seen walking down the street, but multiple security cameras captured something strange.
Ito sa may Maligaya Street yan. Yan ang mag-umpisa mo lang yung video. Kita niyo? Ano yung glitch doon? Sino nasira yung CCTV natin? Kasi kay Sanchez yung CCTV nakatingin. Matingin ng bangka.
Some may say it was just a camera glitch. However, everything else in the street appeared perfectly clear, except for the woman's head. Her head looked transparent and disappeared. In the Philippines, there is a chilling belief. If a person appears without a head in a photo or video, it means they will soon lose their life. What makes this even more disturbing is what happened just minutes later.
Ayun o, bilis.
The woman was accidentally struck by a runaway taxi. It is said that she died shortly after the collision. And what happened matched the Filipino belief exactly. These recordings have recently gone viral in the Philippines, but unfortunately, the original source of the video was never identified, leaving the case shrouded in mystery. So, what do you think really happened to this woman?
Number 4.
The following terrifying video was filmed by a television news channel inside a morgue in Uruguay. Journalists went to the morgue, which was reportedly neglected and in a disastrous state. As the journalist was speaking about the horrific conditions and the unbearable stench filling the air, something chilling and completely unexpected happened.
Vengan a ver un poquito. ¿Vamos? Bueno, estamos en interiores de la morgue del Hospital de Clínicas, pues, y las condiciones en las que se son complicadas. Les invito a que vean estas imágenes. Se siente un olor.
Suddenly, the lock on the door began to move on its own. Then the door opened. The journalist noticed this, but because he was broadcasting live on television, he forced a nervous laugh, trying to hide his fear, and continued his report. He entered the morgue, which was in a disastrous state.
Invito a que vean estas imágenes.
Later, the journalist said it was the most scariest place he had ever seen in his life. Some believe that due to the extreme neglect and horrifying conditions, the morgue has since become haunted. What do you think?
Number 3.
A woman named Hannah was alone at home that night, sitting in the living room watching videos on her phone after dinner, when something happened that left her completely terrified.
I was invited because of lesbian geography. Together almost ever since 40 years. What was your first impression? I was in blue jeans and a plaid in a big. Hello?
Suddenly, she heard a strange creaking sound coming from the wood, as if someone was slowly walking across it. Her dog sensed something was wrong and started barking loudly, more aggressively than ever before. Then, Hannah slowly approached the stairs to investigate, and suddenly heard footsteps rushing down them. At that moment, she panicked and ran out of the house immediately. Hannah was completely alone that night, and she believes that what happened was not normal, that perhaps her home had become haunted. What do you think?
Number 2.
Recently, a very strange video appeared online and went viral on social media, but no one ever mentioned its original source. The video was filmed inside a cemetery. In the footage, a large crowd of people can be seen attending a funeral. Everything seems normal at first, until something terrifying and unbelievable happens. Let's watch the footage. Suddenly, the man loses his balance and falls into the grave. But there was something strange that no one noticed. When the video is replayed, you can clearly see a mysterious hand appear, grabbing the man by the shoulder and pulling him down into the grave. You can also notice that the grave was completely empty. There is no one inside. As I mentioned earlier, the original source of this video is unknown, so no explanation has ever been confirmed, and what happened remains unexplained. But I'm curious to know your interpretation. What do you think really happened?
Number 1.
Dustin Fraser has long suspected that something, or someone, is attached to him. He's heard strange noises in his house when no one else was around, doors shutting on their own, and he's even woken in the dead of night with a chilling sense that something was hovering right by his bed. But one evening, Dustin wasn't even home. And still, this happened.
Pool is looking a little green, if you ask me, but I mean, to be fair, like the season's almost over, so let's check this one. Should good. Hot tub. I hate coming up here. Okay. I did around, everything's fine.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear a faint whisper. And then, a dark figure appears, standing directly behind him. Over time, he's grown used to the strange noises, flickering lights, and the uneasy feeling that he's not entirely alone. But on one particularly quiet night, when the hotel was empty and his nerves were already on edge, Dustin noticed something in the reflection of a nearby screen, something that made his heart stop cold.
Okay, so I'm just sitting here watching Scooby-Doo. You know, it has been storming on and off all night. You can see there is nothing standing over here, right? But look. What the is that? Like, this is me. Like, the satellite went out because of the storms, so it wasn't working on the TV anyways. And like, but there's nothing there. And like, I turned.
Determined to capture proof of what he'd seen, Dustin began recording the hotel's empty lobby, narrating that no one else was around. But as he slowly panned the camera to the left, something in the TV reflection caught his eye. A woman in a white dress, motionless and staring. He spun around instantly, only to find the space behind him completely empty. When he looked back toward the screen, she was still there. Only this time, she was closer. With trembling hands, Dustin glanced behind him again. Still nothing. But when his eyes returned to the reflection, the apparition was now standing directly behind him, inches away. Overcome with fear, Dustin bolted, desperate to escape whatever had just manifested. So, what do you think he witnessed that night? A trick of the light, an elaborate hoax, or undeniable evidence of a ghostly haunting in the Appalachian Mountains?